Thank you for staying with us. It's time now to take a look at stories making headlines on the front page of Nigerian newspapers. And I begin with The Nation newspaper. The major story here: 20 states begin payment of minimum wage to workers. The riders there, 16 states, FCT yet to finalize plans. TUC, any state not ready to pay is insensitive. And there is a table there of what the various states, that's the 20 states ready to pay the minimum wage, are paying. Lagos and Rivers having the highest with 85,000 naira. Bayelsa, Akwa Ibom, Enugu, Niger paying 80,000. Delta, Ogun paying 77,000. Ebonyi, Kebbi and Ebonyi and Kebbi are paying 75,000 naira. Ondo 73,000. Kogi 72,000. Gombe 71. Abia 70,000. Adamawa, Anambra, Jigawa, Borno, Edo, Kwara are paying the 70,000 naira benchmark. Now, another story here. Billionaire businessman Otedola donates 3.7 billion naira engineering building phase 2 to Augustine University. Dangote's $280 million investments back Tinubu's CNG drive, and cement firm Stroke's largest user of cleaner energy. All right, some of the stories you find on the front page of The Nation newspaper. The next one now is the Daily News Hub. Withheld salaries, NASU, SANU down tools, begin indefinite strike today. And another story here quickly. Tinubu bought refurbished jets. That's what the presidency is quoted as saying. Says his safety reason for buying new jet. 5 more army generals retire, reflect on careers. And another story here. Why security agencies have not arrested Yahaya Bello Ononuga, says he's hiding under Kogi governor's Agbada. Interesting story there. Now, 2023 polls, the Serap drags INEC to court over uninvestigated electoral offenses. Some stories you find on the front page of the Daily News Hub. We'll move swiftly now to the page of the Daily Times. And it's still talking about withheld salaries. NASU, SANU declare indefinite nationwide strike. Regrets that in spite of President Tinubu's approval for 50% 4 months withheld salaries to be paid, none of its members have received any payment. Says sincerity of government to their cause. And Pandef frowns at scrapping of Niger Delta Ministry, welcomes South Commission. Nigeria pushes for solution to climate change at Chogum 2024. VC Topsail Medical Association drags Nnamdi Azikiwe University others to court. Pay us while we are alive, pensioners urge federal government PFAs. Some of the stories on the front page of the Daily Times. We move now to the Punch newspaper. And it is still going ahead with the same story from the previous paper. It says again, varsities face lockdown as workers begin strike today. Non-teaching staff shut varsities offices, gates, ministry, mum, as minister quits Wednesday. NCDC arrests illegal Chinese miner in Nasarawa, and that's the picture story there. Helicopter crash, family demands body of missing NNPCL worker. Lagos probes engineer's death at construction site. And the EFCC to track funds as local government autonomy begins November. Some of the stories you find on the front page of the Punch newspaper. All right, still looking at the papers now. The next is Leadership newspaper. Front page of the Leadership newspaper, facility deficit threatens new school curriculum, basic digital literacy, IT, robotics teaching suffer setbacks, why pupils not benefit from 15 new traits. That's the story on the front page of the Leadership newspaper. To the First News newspaper now. Nigerians are not fools. NLC blames IMF, World Bank for economic woes. Showdown looms. Niger Delta militants vow to bomb oil installations over Wiki. And on Onuga to Nigerians, Tinubu is not T-Pain. He feels your pains. And the story here, police in Enugu arrest reveal inspector who shot musician dead. Some stories on the front page of the First News newspaper. Let's move now to the Nigerian News Direct. NLC blames IMF World Bank for federal government's decision to remove subsidy. Nigerian News Direct now. NLC blames IMF World Bank for federal government's decision to remove subsidy. Says advisories, policy recommendations responsible for economic woes. 2023 general elections, Serap sues INEC for contempt over unaddressed electoral offences. Those are the stories you find on the front page of the Nigerian News Direct. To the Platform Times. NLC blames IMF World Bank for Nigeria's economic woes, rejects denial on fuel subsidy. NLC blames IMF World Bank for Nigeria's economic woes, rejects denial on fuel subsidy removal. That's the major story on the front page of the Platform Times. To the Salient Times now. The front page of the Salient Times, cost of governance in Nigeria among highest in sub-Saharan Africa. RMAFC is quoted as saying that. And finally with me, the front page of the Daily Independent. To the front page of the Daily Independent. Experts list how federal government can ramp up production, attract investment. List solution to underwhelming agri-sector performance. That's the major story on the front page of the Daily Independent. Olamide.
Well, I begin here with Nigeria Tribune, and the big story here is on Nigeria's 134.3 trillion naira debt overhang. Servicing costs undermine private investment, economic growth. Future income of Nigerians being used to service debt, experts say, may take 25 years to double size of economy at current growth rates. Cost of governance in Nigeria among highest in sub-Saharan Africa, the RMAFC is quoted as saying. NASU Sano declare indefinite nationwide strike over withheld salaries. Some stories on the front page of the Tribune. To the national economy. Nigerians skeptical about CNG safety, availability as conversion cost, lack of investments, limited number of outlets, slow initiative. The country has 125 conversion centers nationwide. NIBSS launched non-resident BVN platform for diaspora Nigerians. Insurance paid 54% of income as claims in 2023. Some stories on the front page of the national economy. To the New Telegraph, Nigerians appeal for federal government intervention as airfare skyrockets. Federal government reviews Basa open skies for UAE signs fifth freedom rights. A study here says poor sleep increases brain aging. These are the major stories on the front page of the New Telegraph. To the Matrix, prioritize Tinubu's safety. Presidency tells Nigerians that on the purchase of the aircraft. Says newly acquired plane, Nigeria's property, not Tinubu's. reveals Nigeria spending bogus amount of money on aircraft maintenance. Fatima's life is at risk. He urgently needs a new aircraft, a new speaker says. Season of strikes, health, academic activities grounded. Nasu Sano to begin strike over 4 months withheld salaries. Dresu threatens indefinite strike after 7 days, one in strike. NDLEA seizes U.S. Europe-bound drugs concealed in shoe soles. 16.6 billion opioids at the seaports. Some stories on the front page of the Matrix. To the Daily Trust. Achibite harder as North enters 8th day without electricity. Services grounded in hospitals, labs. Resident frozen food dealers count losses. That's on the Daily Trust. Vandals on the prowl destroy transformers. Effort to restore power ongoing. That's according to the TCN. On this Nigeria on the grid collapse, why federal government should invest more in power sector. Electricity engineers propose regular maintenance of GenCo's, DISCO's transmission companies. On insecurity, over 35,000 people have lost their lives in the Northeast, says Versity Done. The major story on the front page of this Nigeria to Abuja inquiry, and the big story says scavengers fingered in Abuja building collapse. 7 confirmed dead. Police FEMD defer on collapsed location. FCTA dismisses reports of 40 persons trapped. To the hope on the Ondo State governorship election, over 200 support groups, NGOs merge for Ayedatiwa set for mass rally in Akure. Deputy Governor inaugurates mandate group rips up campaign. Court stops jam from restricting underage students. Some stories on the front page of the Hope newspaper. To the Nature News, or rather, to the Sporting Life newspaper. I do not care whether I score, says Osimhen. Red Hot striker prefers win over personal glory. That's on the Sporting Life. Lukman Ballon d'Or nomination is a special one. Bremen Juju Leverkusen, Boniface happy to return after accident. Leaders Rivers United held at home, and the Bruin prefers MLS move over Saudi match. Some stories on the front page of the newspapers this morning, Veronica. All right.